Started. Who has the prayer book? Okay. Okay. Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Baxter,
Here.
Commissioner Flores, Commissioner Marino,
Here.
Commissioner Powell, here. Commissioner Sachs, Commissioner Wise,
Here.
and Vice Mayor Woodward.
Here. Thank you.
If you are able, please stand for the pledge and the invocation.
Before I give our prayer, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for soldiers that we have recently lost. Gracious God, I pray for our soldiers. Let your grace be a protective shield, guarding them from harm and keeping them close to your love and compassion. May I always remember that they are the ones who face the horrors and dangers of war firsthand. Help us honor them for their courage and care for them when there is damage to their body or spirit. When they are lonely and afraid and long to be with the sure knowledge of your presence at all times, in war and peace, let them feel, O God, deep in their hearts that your love is always there, boundlessly, unconditionally, and eternally. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
County Administrator, do we have any additions, deletions, or substitutions?
There is, Madam Mayor. On page 34, 3I2 is a revised motion and title. On page 53, 5C1 is a deletion. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Forgive me, page 53, item 5C. 1.
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
My light.
Excuse me, Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. At the request of FAU and for President Adam Hasner, they've asked, could we please reorder the agenda to take the proclamation 4I and the agenda item 5D1 at 11:30 a.m.
We can take
Am
it
I making a
after
motion?
special presentations, but do we want a time certain?
They requested a time certain so that the president could be here.
Attorney?
We need to make a motion.
Okay, could I make the motion
Reorder.
then with the support of the board to have a time certain 11:30 a.m. for the 4I proclamation and the agenda item 5D1?
I have a motion. I have a second by Commissioner Marino. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. Now, we did have a motion to approve the agenda as amended by Commissioner Weiss. We have a second by Commissioner Flores. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. Moving on to consent. Would anyone like to pull anything from consent? Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to pull item under Parks and Rec, M3, M4.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. Or do you want to just
He can just
reorder
pull
it
it.
to?
He just pulls it.
I'm pulling it.
You're just going to pull it.
Yeah,
Do we want to, when would you like to take it, Commissioner?
We'll do consent, approve consent, then we'll do it right after consent.
All right, do I have a motion to approve consent
So move.
with pulling that one item, Commissioner Powell, a second? Commissioner Weiss, all in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. We will now do the item pulled, M3 and 4. Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is an item with regard to the City of Riviera Beach. It's the third amendment to the local agreement, I'm sorry, the interlocal agreement. The agreement was approved on July 15th, 1997, which allocated $1.5 million from the 1995 to $25.3 million Parks and Rec grant. The City of Riviera Beach has had discussions with regard to relocating the aquatics facility and using that particular area for the commencement of development for a new police department. The city is moving forward with the idea that we've had conversations. I've had conversations with the city manager, as well as there have been a number of public meetings that were held in the city of Riviera Beach that would indicate that in order to continue to move forward with the development of the new aquatics facility, the city manager has agreed. Thank you, exactly. The city manager has agreed to meet with us every 6 months to kind of give us the progress of the new aquatics facility that's being developed. There are several things that are in play at the same time. With that being said, it was brought to our attention this morning that litigation has been filed. We want to, we would recommend to continue to move forward with this particular item with the condition that the city of Riviera Beach be on the prevailing side of the litigation. So I would like to make a motion to move forward with the condition that pending the litigation with the city of Riviera Beach, that they are on the prevailing side and we can continue to move forward with this item.
So I have a,
Hold on, Attorney Adi.
Just want to make sure we're clear. So we're proceeding with the item provisionally, and in the event that it gets resolved favorably in Riviera Beaches, for Riviera Beach, then that's when the time would start.
Yes.
Okay.
So the time, the amendment to this particular item would indicate that the time would start once the city gets through with the litigation or the lawsuit, and that would be the date that the item moves forward in terms
as long as they prevail.
as long as they prevail.
Clerk, are you clear on the motion?
Okay. And if they don't prevail, then it's off.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Powell. I have a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any cards on this item? No? Okay. Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0.
Madam Mayor?
Yep.
I would also recognize that from the city of Riviera Beach, the city of Riviera Beach city manager is here with his team, as well as the director of Parks and Rec, Casey Young, is somewhere in the back, and the chief of police, Michael Coleman, along with Riviera Beach's finest, the team with Assistant Chief Nathaniel Gordon, are also in the building. Thank y'all for coming down. It's good to see y'all this morning.
Yes, welcome and thank you for being here. Is that all, Commissioner Powell?
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you so kindly.
Moving on from consent, we have special presentations.
Mayor, clarification.
Yeah. Commissioner Marino, you're recognized.
Commissioner Powell, did you pull M3 and 4? Or just M4?
3M4.
3M, thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We do not have a district on A. Who is doing the International Firefighter donation presentation?
I'll be happy to, since this is we got our dogs involved, so why don't we go ahead and do the presentation. Fire guys, why don't you come on up? And I'd also like to do a personal shout out to Alicia Sanders in my office. I think a little nudging from Alicia is what put our pets into your calendar. And I just want to say thank you for embracing this initiative and for everything that you all do to help our pets get rescued. And I also want to do a little shout out to Alicia, because out of our office came you can see some of the dogs here, but came the initiative to do the Doggy Day Out. And Alicia will be presenting at FAC this program. So let's get all of these dogs adopted. I know we've got an abundance of dogs right now. We had a bunch come in yesterday and the day before. So if anyone in this building is so inclined, we've got lots of dogs that need a forever home. Thanks, Mayor. I appreciate it.
Of course. And with that, they are looking for their forever homes. We have so much love ready to share, and with a lucky family in our community. And if you'd like to adopt one of them, please call our office. We'd be happy to assist. We have 3 different dogs. We have Carrie, who is 6 years old. She is very gentle, loving personality, would love a loyal and affectionate companion. If you could raise your hand if you have Carrie. There you go. That's Carrie. We also have Loretta. That's an 8-year-old. Also a sweetheart. Spirit moves and senior dogs that have so much love to give. And there's Loretta. So sweet. And Martina. We have a 3-year-old. Where's Martina? Martina is over here. Most adorable. So yes, if anyone would like a sweet, gentle dog to take home, please reach out.
So, Mayor, may I bring up the fire guys to...
We'll have everyone, if you could, please come up, if you are here.
And I think we have a check presentation.
Yes. And Chief, if you'd like to say a few words, or Charlie?
Yep. Got it. Man, who wants to follow the dogs? Anyways, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, County Commissioners, and County Administrator, thank you for a few minutes this morning to talk about this project. This project was very unique because it was dogs in need of adoption with firefighters, and we at Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, it's been many years since we did a firefighter calendar. So we could think of no better time than to do one with the dogs in need of adoption. As far as Deputy County Administrator Tom Nadler, under his vertical leadership, we were able to make this happen with public service or public safety. Thank you, Tom, for your endless commitment to leadership for our department. Local 2928, thank you for your endless leadership and the work behind the scenes. Captain Camalou, video production manager Ed, Tara, Lisa D. There was a lot of people in the background making this happen. Vice Mayor Woodward, thank you for pushing us. Originally, I told Chief Kennedy I was not working on this project, and after speaking with you, I realized that I was working on this project. And all of our firefighters, there was a selection committee put together. We worked at the Union Hall to pick the calendar selection people, but there was over 50 firefighters that submitted to step up. So I would like to turn it over briefly to Public Safety Director Shana Hall to give a few words.
First time my last name's ever said right. Thank you so much to the board, the county administrator, and for the union and the fire rescue for putting this together. We were just so thrilled to be invited to be a part of the calendar. These proceeds will go towards receiving the care that the animals need in our shelter, spay-neuter services, medical treatment, and really giving these dogs and animals a second chance here in our county. We really love that you included the dogs in the calendar. I'm happy to say that all the dogs that were in the calendar have been adopted. And it was really a great way to showcase their personalities. And we have to say the men and women of Fire Rescue made pretty great models. But although I think a few of our dogs may have stolen the spotlight. The calendar turned out fantastic, and it just brought so many smiles to our community and really brought attention on the great work that Animal Care can do and the partnerships that we have in our community. So we hope that this is a tradition and that we can continue it next year. And we also want to thank the amazing Animal Care staff, Jan Steele, the director, all of our volunteers and our rescue partners that helped make this happen. And it was really a team effort, and I'm just grateful for everyone that gave their time to make this happen. So I'd like to just turn it over to our Palm Beach County Animal Services Foundation that has been set up to dedicate all of the work that's part of that organization, dedicated 100% to animal care and control. Terry Mercentes is one of our board members. Thank you.
Good morning, thank you. On behalf of Palm Beach County Animal Services Foundation, a newly formed foundation established to benefit the underserved programs within the county shelter, and the proceeds from the firefighters calendar will directly benefit necessary programs that we have had a challenge to fund in the past. So we're really appreciative, and on behalf of the board and the animals that will benefit, I thank you so much.
And last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce Local 2928 President Jeff Newsom for the check presentation.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. As a proud rescue dad, I rescue dogs. I won't buy a dog. I'm a big believer in rescue. This was an easy no-brainer for me when we were asked about this. I can tell you it was a fun project, but the most fun part was watching Commissioner Sachs's face when she was selecting the people to be in the calendar. You had to be in the room to understand what I'm saying, but it was priceless. So thank you for that. So on behalf of Local 2928 and Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, our members, we are very proud to present this check. I need somebody to hold the other side? Yep. For $10,000 to Animal Care.
If everyone would please come up on stage to take the picture. There's not enough room. Yes, please. Join us up. And if all my fellow commissioners would please take a picture with us. Yes, please. It doesn't make sense without the dogs. Come on, sweetie.
Mayor, if I may ask Tom Nadell to come up too.
Who?
Tom Nadell.
Of course.
Okay. Tom is in the house?
I'm not fat shaming, I promise.
Holding dog.
You can sit, you can do it. That might be like no, they're in the shelter right now. Yeah, the ones that were in the calendar were not. I can move her if you want. You gotta get really tall to get the dogs. Come here, somebody hold that ladder.
Oh, she's scared.
Oh, wait, you gotta get a picture right here. I don't know, someone come around and get a picture right here.
Okay.
Where's my phone? She saw the camera, she got up. There you go, there it is again.
Yes, please, thank you.
Of course. No, thank you. Hey, Kate. Of course, I'm gonna.
Yeah, Mike, that's a smart move right there.
You're gonna do yours, archaeology, and then. Do you have a preference?
Sarah, is it okay?
Me either. Of course.
Is it, okay. While we're waiting to get organized up here, I want to thank, I think our county administrator, Abruzzo, has done a lot towards saving our dogs. We have a animal care and control that is just full of heart. However, we have too many dogs. So we need many people with hearts to give them a forever home. And you can see how wonderful they are today. But I got to say one other thing. Tom is here. I was looking for you before, I didn't see you, but he is very much, there you are. Tom, put your hand. Very instrumental in putting this together with the foundation. This is the first time we have established a foundation. This way we can bring in monies, 501c3, which means tax deductible folks. So it's wonderful because with your contribution to the foundation, you will not only be getting a tax write-off, but you're going to be helping our animals. Not only our animals, but I have here the firefighters calendar. I hope my colleagues, each one has a copy. I think Commissioner Flores has 2 copies.
I have a few.
If you want to see some, I didn't even know there were dogs in here, but
they all got adopted, so somebody was paying attention.
Can we adopt a firefighter? That's what I want. Ladies, you know what I mean.
Commissioner Sachs.
So I'll keep it clean. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, I will leave it here. So I'm going to pass it over to you, Mayor Baxter. Extra calendars.
Thank you.
This is the ball. Thank you very much.
It's a very funny time. I would like to invite the following organizations in attendance to please come forward. Selena Samios with the Women's Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County, Young Women's Christian Association of Palm Beach County, the Executive Women Committee of the Palm Beach Foundation, League of Women Voters, Rhonda's Promise of Palm Beach County, Women of Wellington, and Women United of Palm Beach County. Would all these ladies in the room please come forward and join us for Women's History Month. So today, we are declaring March 2026 as Women's History Month. Whereas women of every race, class, ethnic background, and profession have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of the county of Palm Beach, the state of Florida, our nation, and the global community that have been critical to the growth and development of our economy, artistic and cultural achievements, social advancements, and the labor force working inside and outside of the home. Whereas 2026 marks the 178th anniversary of the women's rights movement, which served as the impetus for which many women's rights were secured, such as the right to vote, the right to hold public office, the right to reproductive freedom, improved employment rights and representation, and more. Whereas each year since 1987, March has been designated Women's History Month in our nation, and the President of the United States has proclaimed the month of March to be National Women's History Month. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County assembled in this regular session on this third day of March, that March 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Women's History Month.
Good morning, Mayor and Commission. Thank you for this opportunity. This week marks the start of Women's History Month, a time to pause, reflect, and celebrate the women who have influenced our lives in ways big and small. From trailblazers who changed the course of history to the women who support, teach, and uplift us every day, the impact is woven into the fabric of our community. This month is a reminder to listen more closely, appreciate more deeply, and continue building spaces where every woman can thrive. Let's carry that spirit forward, not just in March, but every day. On behalf of the Women's Chamber of Commerce of Palm Beach County, the YWCA, League of Women Voters, Women's Foundation, Executive Women of the Palm Beaches, and Rhonda's Promise, we thank the Commission for their commitment to women in Palm Beach County. Thank you.
And while they're taking their picture, I'd like to ask the folks that are here for the Florida Archaeology Month proclamation to head over this way.
I'm tall, nobody can really see me.
Good morning. We're declaring March 2026 as Florida Archaeology Month. Whereas archaeology is the study of human activity through the recovery and analysis of material, culture, and environmental data that has been left behind, which includes artifacts, architecture, cultural landscapes, and it has been shown that people have been living on the land that is now the state of Florida for the last 14,550 years. And the only physical records of Florida's human history prior to European contact are represented in archaeological sites, establishing their national and international significance. And whereas archaeological sites provide a comprehensive understanding of human history and contribute to the quality of life, our education, and recreation for Floridians and visitors alike. Whereas Palm Beach County recognizes the importance of protecting archaeological sites for future generations, and they are a finite, fragile, and irreplaceable resource. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this third day of March 2026, that March 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proudly proclaimed as Florida Archaeology Month. Congratulations. Who's going to be speaking?
Hello. So Palm Beach County has been an amazing place to live for the last 10,000 years. We have archaeological sites stretching from Jupiter to Boca to Lake Harbor to Canal Point. We have some of the largest prehistoric earthworks in the state right here in Corbett Wildlife Management Area. This board and previous boards have been superb stewards in protecting and preserving and promoting our archaeological heritage. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite Gabby Viteri, founder of First Female and Women's Art Week, to please join me at the podium. Along with members of the First Female and Women's Art Week to also come up and receive the proclamation.
Thank you for the support, really.
Good morning. So, today we are declaring March 6th through the 14th as Women's Art Week, whereas Palm Beach County recognizes the arts as an important part of its cultural heritage and a valuable contributor to the quality of life and economy of our community. Whereas many talented female artists in music, visual arts, literature, performing arts, filming, acting, photography, and other creative fields live and work in Palm Beach County. From March 6th to the 14th, artists, business owners, art organizations, and community members throughout the county will host events and activities celebrating the contribution of women in the arts. Whereas the First Female, a local organization supporting women in the arts, sponsors exhibits and events that showcase local talent, strengthen small business, and preserve the cultural character of Palm Beach County. Whereas First Female and Women's Art Week are presenting MUD, a reclamation through clay, and all-female ceramics exhibits featuring local potters and ceramicists. Say that 3 times fast. Whereas the reclamation highlights the ability of the arts to bring people together and create meaningful community experiences. Whereas Women's Art Week and their diverse events provides an opportunity to recognize the contributions of female artists and encourage continued participation and encouragement in the arts throughout Palm Beach County. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners in Palm Beach County that March 6th to the 14th in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Women's Art Week.
Thank you so much. My name is Gabby Viteri, and I'm the founder of First Female and Women's Art Week, 2 platforms that were born out of my commitment to uplift and elevate women in the arts. As we gather here today to celebrate International Women's Month and all the amazing women that are in here in this room today, I am thrilled to be receiving this proclamation for the 2nd time in a row. It is of utmost importance that we provide unwavering support to women creatives in our community. They're not just the artists, the makers, they are also the women that are working at the art store, that are in our after-school programs. They're basically holding up the fabric of society. They're taking care of us all. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to County Mayor Sarah Baxter and Commissioner Joel Flores and all of the county commissioners for this amazing honor. And now I want to invite Camilla Webster, one of the most influential local artists, to talk about her experience being a local artist in Palm Beach County.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mayor, commissioners, and distinguished guests. Thank you for this proclamation recognizing Women's Art Week. This acknowledgement sends a powerful message that women's creativity is not only valued in Palm Beach, but essential to its cultural identity. I'm honored to stand here with First Female and the extraordinary women artists around me. First Female represents something deeply important, our visibility. It was not long ago, in fact, just in 2017, as an artist, I was asked to initial my paintings and not put my name for hope they would gain a higher price without my name attached to the paintings. I am happy to report, thanks to the Boca Raton and the Boys and Girls Club of Palm Beach County and California, that last year, a car I painted for the Boca Raton sold at auction for $55,000. So I don't think there's any worry about us not realizing our prices and making economic impact as artists. My own journey began here with a single painting. I captured and created Palm Beach in the painting Love from Palm Beach to capture what felt like the perfect Palm Beach day. And we have that here behind us. A palm tree swaying outside, open windows, sea spray in the air, light and color filling the room. It was a moment, a place translated into canvas, our beautiful home. That painting resonated with Discover the Palm Beaches, and they asked if I could create products from the original work. And from that conversation, an art brand was born. Thousands of these prints have been sold at the Breakers, the Boca Raton, through Discover the Palm Beaches. We've been able to donate $100,000 in funds to local Palm Beach County philanthropic organizations. It has appeared at Loggerhead Marine Life Center, Pioneer Linens, and in the permanent collection of the Historical Society of Palm Beach County. What began as a personal expression became a shared symbol of Palm Beach for all of us. And this is more than just a painting, it is a love letter to Palm Beach and to the women who helped shape our future. And for every young girl today, it makes clear your creativity belongs here in Palm Beach. Thank you for supporting Women's Art Week and for recognizing the women who continue to elevate Palm Beach County through art, leadership, and vision. Thank you. And we want to give this to you today.
We're going to take a picture with it all down there. I'm going to hand it back to you, and we'll take one with us too.
All right, as they're getting ready for their photograph, I'd like to invite the folks that are here for Social Work Month, or social workers. While they're gathering, just take a moment of personal privilege. Social workers are a lot of our unsung heroes. They work not in the front lines, they don't get the headlines, but they do the hard work each and every day to try and fix what ails our society. So it's amazing work that they do each and every day for the residents of Palm Beach County. So we're declaring March 2026 as Social Work Month in Palm Beach County. Whereas the core mission of social work profession is to enhance human well-being and help meet basic and complex needs of all people, with a particular focus on those who are vulnerable, oppressed, or living in poverty. Whereas social workers are uniquely positioned to consider both a person as well as their environment, and when providing support to the individuals they serve. Every sector of society employs social workers, including veteran services, schools, social service, and child welfare agencies, adoption and foster care systems, mental health and health care settings, senior centers, first responders and emergency services, and social work operates within all levels of local, state, and federal government and agencies. There are more than 810,000 social workers in the United States working at the forefront to address mental health and substance use crises affecting our communities. Whereas Palm Beach County employs highly trained and compassionate social workers in multiple county departments, including our Youth Services Department, who provide high-quality, evidence-based services to residents. And the Youth Services Department Residential Treatment and Family Counseling Division is committed to providing free, accessible, and professional trauma-informed mental health services and educational programs to youth and families of Palm Beach County by promoting safety, stability, well-being, and positive outcomes for all. Whereas Palm Beach County celebrates the dedication of social workers and extends gratitude for their ability to uplift and defend and positively transform the lives of people they work with each day. Therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this third day of March 2026, that March 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proudly proclaimed Social Work Month in Palm Beach County.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioner Wise, County Commissioners, County Administrator Abruzzo, and Deputy County Administrator Ms. Tammy Fields. It is truly an honor to be here with you today. My name is Katia Green, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker and the Chief of Community-Based Clinical Services for the Youth Services Department. Each March, Palm Beach County recognizes Social Work Month, honoring a profession rooted in service, advocacy, and the belief that every individual and family deserves the chance to thrive. Nationwide, more than 810,000 social workers support mental health care, child welfare, education, and crisis response. Here in Palm Beach County, they play a critical role in strengthening families and stabilizing our communities. Through the Youth Services Department, the Residential Treatment and Family Counseling provides free, trauma-informed mental health services and educational programs for youth and families. Serving children and young adults up to age 22, the division offers assessments, individual and family therapy, parent education, and school-based services in English, Creole, and Spanish. Available in both person and virtually across the county, while also training the next generation of social workers through its internship programs. We're especially grateful to have several Palm Beach County departments, along with some of our partnering youth services community-based agencies and community services department financially assisted agencies here with us today. Their presence reflects the strength through our internal and external partnerships and the shared commitment we have to serving our residents through collaboration. Thank you for proclaiming March as Social Work Month and for your continued support of our profession and the families we serve. Together, we're making a meaningful and lasting difference. Thank you.
Look at this. This is wonderful.
And while they're taking their picture, we're going to do the next proclamation, which is Florida Bike Month. So I'd like to ask Jennifer Cirillo, Paul Connell, David Ricks, Valerie Nielsen, and Brian Rusher to come on up. We'll give them a moment because we know there's going to be a mass exodus once they all have their picture taken.
Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you all for your contribution and your time. So we're going to declare March 2026 as Florida Bicycle Month, whereas Palm Beach County residents and visitors engage in bicycling as a practical form of transportation and a valuable means of physical activity and recreation. Whereas the state of Florida designates March as Florida Bicycle Month, and Palm Beach County recognizes the observance locally. And whereas Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation Department provides year-round bicycling access through parks and trails for residents and visitors of all ages and abilities. And whereas Florida Bicycle Month features activities and events that encourage use of Palm Beach County recreational amenities. And whereas the Palm Beach County Metropolitan Planning Organization plans, supports, and recommends projects that improve bicycle access, bicycle safety, and promotes community education efforts to enhance safe bicycling practices. And whereas Palm Beach County Engineering and Public Works supports bicycle safety and connectivity through the planning and maintenance of paths and lanes. And whereas bicycle-friendly communities contribute to improved public health, quality of life, economic vitality, tourism, traffic safety, and student outcomes while reducing congestion and wear on local roadways. And whereas Palm Beach County encourages all users, including electric bicycle riders, please be careful, to share bicycle facilities responsibly and practice safe riding. And whereas Palm Beach County has an expanding network of designated and enhanced bicycle facilities totaling approximately 300 miles, and several local municipalities have adopted complete street policies, advancing a safe, connected, and accessible transportation system for bicyclists of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, assembled in regular session on this third day of March 2026, that March 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Florida Bicycle Month. Who wants to say a few words?
Thank you so much, Commissioner Marino, Mayor, Vice Mayor, all commissioners for supporting Florida Bicycle Month. This is an annual proclamation, and we appreciate your support. Parks and Recreation has many events going on in all of your districts. We have a bike rodeo coming up in District 7, a full moon bike ride in District 1. District 3 has trails in Okeechobee South. Okeechobee BMX is in District 2. Across the board, throughout the county, there's wonderful opportunities for the public to get involved in bicycling as a recreational activity. And we'd be remiss if we didn't thank our engineering partners in MPO for all they do to make bicycling a viable form of transportation. Go to pbcparks.com to learn more about the upcoming activities. And please, if you are using an e-bike or you're a parent of someone with an e-bike, please not only be careful, but keep the speed low, use your pedal assist, stay on trail, and yield to pedestrians. We want everybody to be safe out there. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. While they take their picture, I have the Flood Awareness Week attendees, Melvin Corridor, Jacqueline Anderson, Sierra Meyer, Mary Blakeney, Paul Linton, Whitney Carroll, Stephanie Shinoa, and Patrick Rudder. Please come forward. We are declaring March 9th through 15th, 2026 as Flood Awareness Week. Whereas Palm Beach County has experienced severe weather in the past in the form of extreme rainfall or tropical system events, resulting in flooding in both coastal and riverine areas. And this flooding has caused damage and flood losses to homes and buildings in all areas, whether they are high-risk special flood hazard areas or low to moderate risk flood zones. And whereas Palm Beach County is a voluntary participant in the National Flood Insurance Program that provides residents with the opportunity to protect themselves against flood loss through the purchase of flood insurance at reduced insurance premium rates, as well as setting higher regulatory standards to reduce the flood risk and potential flood damage to their property. Excuse me. Whereas the reduction of loss of life and property damage can be achieved when appropriate flood preparedness, control, and mitigation measures are taken before a flood. And whereas public education and awareness of potential weather hazards and methods of protection are critical to the health, safety, and welfare of residents. The Florida Floodplain Managers Association has declared the week of March 9th through 15th, 2026 as Flood Awareness Week to promote awareness and increase knowledge of flood risk, availability of flood insurance, flood protection methods, and how to prepare for emergencies. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this third day of March 2026, that March 9th through 15th, 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Flood Awareness Week.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Woodward. We appreciate the proclamation. Mayor, Commissioners, thank you. On behalf of our team and our partnership with Public Safety and our Water Resources team, we appreciate that the board recognizes this Flood Awareness Week. Your leadership in highlighting the importance of being prepared and the public safety helps protect our community and strengthen our resilience for the future. We truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Well, I have the fun of doing the proclamation for Government Finance Professionals Week. I have Mike Caruso here, Sherry Brown. Anyone else from the Office of Finance and Budget? Come on up. Come on, don't be shy. There's a lot of you. You work really, really hard to manage our almost $10 billion budget. So I appreciate everything you all do and all the time you've put in and all the patience you have with all of us when we ask questions. And we need to do that because when we have our residents ask us, we need to be able to give them the right answers. So, wow, yay. So, this is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners declaring March 16th through 20th, 2026, as Government Finance Professionals Week. Whereas government finance professionals serve their organization by managing day-to-day budgeting and accounting operations, establishing financial policies, and performing other important fiscal roles that improve the safety, livability, and vitality of our local community. And whereas as public servants, government finance professionals are dedicated to providing fiscal stewardship and accountability to taxpayers and elected officials by safekeeping public funds and providing financial transparency through timely publications of budget information and financial statements that meet the highest standard of government accounting. And whereas the Florida Government Finance Officers Association, wow, FGFOA, I'm going to have to say that later in the proclamation, was founded in 1937 and serves more than 3,300 professionals from state, county, and city governments, school districts, colleges and universities, special districts, and private firms, including more than 300 professionals in the Palm Beach chapter. And whereas members of FGFOA adhere to a code of ethics that sets forth legal, moral, and professional standards of conduct, the association also provides continuous opportunities to its members through education, networking, leadership, and information sharing. And whereas Government Finance Professionals Week, sponsored by the FGFOA and all of its member governmental organizations, is a week-long series of activities aimed at recognizing government finance professionals and the vital services that they provide to our state, counties, and communities. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners assembled in regular session here today that March 16th through 20th, 2026 is Government Finance Professionals Week.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the acknowledgement and the proclamation. I always say Commissioner Marino is my part-time budget analyst, so. And you see me here, but you know, every department has finance staff that's working every single day to prepare and work on our budget and give us our best finances. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Marino and Mayor Baxter, Vice Mayor Woodward. For recognizing Government Finance Professionals Week. It's very exciting. This is as exciting as it gets for accountants. As the county's chief financial officer, my office and our team of over 100 finance professionals support every aspect of the county's financial operations. We pay the county's vendors, we pay their employees, account for all county revenue, invest the county's $6 billion of portfolio, and ensure debt compliance as well as manage the county's financial reporting, to name a few of our responsibilities. We wake up every morning excited to come to work and do our job. As a CPA with over 40 years of experience, I can tell you firsthand that the clerk's financial team is dedicated to accountability, integrity, and transparency, which are keys to public trust. And I'd like to thank my team for their exceptional public service every day. This team is not only dedicated to fiscal stewardship locally, but many also give back to the profession by volunteering their time to the Government Finance Officers Association, or the GFOA, and the Florida FGOA, which supports all government professionals. As financial professionals, we are typically behind the scenes and we're not in the spotlight. So I'd like to recognize several of my staff here today and highlight their efforts. To begin, Paul Guzensky, right here. Give him a hand. 32 years of service for the clerk's office. Paul serves as a national reviewer for Popular Annual Financial Report Award, or the PAFR, they call it, commonly known as the PAFR, and we win awards for that. Tracy Ramsey, there she is. She's been with us since 2012 as a graduate of the Florida GFOA leadership class, as well as Catherine Rea, who just got promoted to assistant manager, who is in our current class of the Florida government GFOA. Wayne Hart, celebrated 11 years a week ago, is the director of the Palm Beach chapter. Susan Brown, almost here 27 years, is a state committee member of the Florida GFOA. And let's see, Shannon Chessman, my deputy chief clerk, give her a hand. 29 years with the clerk's office. She started at a middle school internship program with the clerk's office way back. She is the past president of the Florida GFOA. And Nicole Gaspari, our current FGFO of Florida GFOA president. She's the president of the Florida GFOA. And thank you for all your service to the profession. On behalf of the clerk's office, thank you again, commissioners, for this proclamation. Thank you to all government finance professionals for your commitment to fiscal responsibility and transparency for the people of Palm Beach County. And wishing you a happy Government Finance Professionals Week. Thank you.
So who gets this one?
Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, actually. I'm not going to talk that long. I'd like to invite my colleague, Commissioner Joelle Flores, in this next proclamation. You may not know, but our Commissioner Joelle Flores is a United States Army veteran combat. So if he could join me. Today we celebrate an honor that we all share in, and that's to our servicemen and women. There is a United States Army saying that my dad would always repeat, the Army never leaves a soldier behind. So today we honor more than 75,000 veterans who live here in Palm Beach County. And with that, we're going to honor our Judge Ted Boris, Honorable Ted Boris, who started what is known as Veterans Court. Let me tell you a little bit about the Honorable Ted Boris. He's a prominent figure here in Palm Beach County. He has served as a county court judge since 2007. His tenure has been marked by commitment to civil and criminal justice, as well as a dedication to Veterans Court, which he has presided over since 2010. He's received many, many awards, and his retirement from the bench is really not accepted. So you're gonna have to stay on, Judge Boris. We are declaring March 2026 as Judge Ted Boris Veterans Court Month. You see, when a veteran gets in trouble in the criminal law system, he or she is assigned to a veterans court. And the beautiful thing about Veterans Court is that every veteran who goes there is assigned a mentor. Nobody understands a veteran better than another veteran. And so this way, the court recognizes that many of these alleged criminal violations occur because of that veteran's past involvement in wartime. And by addressing the mental health, substance abuse, disability, or other PTSD issues, we can save that veteran's life, his family, as well as saving finances for our Palm Beach County. So as the participation in this court program has provided a pathway to rehabilitation for over 1,000 veterans. And we will do more, Judge. We will do more because we have so many veterans here in Palm Beach County. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners. Come on, why don't you read this part?
Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in this regular session on this third day of March, that March 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Judge Ted Boris Veterans Court Month.
All right. If I could also have Frederick Solomon, the mentored coordinator, and Jerry Klein, one of the founders, Roy Foster, one of the founders of Veterans Court, John Bonomo, mentor, James King, mentor. Now, if there's anybody out there who also would like to mentor. Judge?
And Mr. Abruzzo was part of the forgotten service of the Coast Guard.
That's right, that's right. You know, today the Coast Guard is extremely important to us as we are a peninsula in Florida, and if we didn't have the Coast Guard, we'd be very vulnerable to any attacks from afar. So let me also recognize how can we lose? We got a county administrator who's a veteran and a county commissioner who's a United States Army combat veteran. So thank you, Administrator. Judge, you're on.
You're on. The leader of the pack.
And since you didn't know it last time, the Coast Guard was formally founded in 1915, unofficially founded in 1790, so you're pretty old. And it was an honor serving, well, in the Marine Corps, but especially Veterans Court, because we actually felt like we made a difference in people's lives. When they approached, the VA actually came to us, and the VA sometimes has a black eye. People say they don't get treatment. Working with the VA for the last 14 years and now being a patient of the VA, I can say, I don't know what's going on in the rest of the country, but the VA in Palm Beach County out there by Riviera Beach is phenomenal. They basically came to us, the Chief Judge Blanc back at the time, and said, if you give us a court, we'll give you unlimited resources. And I think at the time I was probably the last veteran serving on the bench. I was working at the Gun Club complex. Judge Blanc called, and I just wanted to ask me if I do it. I said, absolutely. Seeing veterans come through, I'm going to tell you just one story. Veteran came before we had Veterans Court, and I knew about him before he came in there. He was a Marine lieutenant, served just about the same time I did, 78 to 81, I don't know why I remember all this. And he was homeless, and he was charged with shoplifting. He came in front of me, and the commissioner said, military deals better with other military. Marines deal really good with other Marines. And I snapped. I yelled at him. I went Marine Corps drill instructor on him, and I just yelled at him. When were you in the Corps? And he looks at me, he's hunched over. He said, the Marine Corps, and I just yelled at him. You know any other Corps? Not what I should be doing in court, but this was Marine to Marine, not judge to defendant. And he snaps to perfect attention. 78 to 81, sir, United States Marine Corps, first lieutenant. And we didn't have a veterans court, so we let him out. Story about that is years later, my first VJO, Veterans Justice Outreach, who I have 2 of them here, he went and found her at the VA, completely got his life around to thank me for yelling at him. And she came to me and said, you probably won't remember him. I said, I absolutely remember him. I remember all of them. So it was a great honor. And I just didn't know what the VA could provide. They said, well, mental health, drug treatment, that's obvious. But then they have homeless programs. They have inpatient treatment at the VA now. The VJOs are phenomenal. And we get them into the benefits. Jerry, who was with us from the very beginning, helps people upgrade their discharge. They come in, helps them get benefits. We have people come in, our first veterans came in, were almost all Vietnam veterans. Like us, I mean, not like us, old like us. And some of them had never gotten treatment. And Jerry worked on their discharge, worked on their treatment, getting them into the VA. He got me into the VA, so. And then Freddie works with our mentors. He was our mentor coordinator. And all the mentors are volunteers. It was just phenomenal that, again, military deals better with other military. Our prosecutor at the time was a retired lieutenant colonel. He has since passed away. Our public defender was an Army veteran who is now a mentor, because he retired. And as of last month, I am back as a senior judge. I'm back serving.
All I want to say is there's a young man standing right here, Sergeant Castro, and I know he gives back to our community a lot after he retired, but this young man right here used to be my sergeant. He used to boss me around and a fine leader, so to you all, thank you for what you do for our community. Our veterans have given a lot for this country. They continue to give, as we see today in the news, and it's right by this community to stand by them, so thank you so much.
Thank you. One untold story you brought up, Your Honor, Judge Blanc. I remember when he reached out in 2009, 2010, when Commissioner Sachs and myself were serving in the Florida House of Representatives. And it actually took an act of the legislature to create the Veterans Court. And I know that then Representative Sachs and myself were the original co-sponsors of the bill that eventually got wrapped up to allow statutorily the creation of the Veterans Court. And I remember meeting with you all those years ago to discuss the language and what it would be. And I know the legislature to this day, I believe just 3 days ago, passed a bill that will strengthen Veterans Court and have quicker access. So your advocacy and work in the legislature at that time, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. And thank you all for all your service. You're the true heroes, truly. We're only here because of you. So thank you all for what you do and continue to do. Appreciate it.
Judge Morris, I'm so happy you're going to stay on. I want to see younger people up here that will put up with helping our veterans. I'm not even going to tell you the statistic for how many veterans commit suicide, because that statistic will go down. And I met with Congressman Brian Mast. We're going to put more housing on the grounds of the VA Medical Center in West Palm Beach, because as my dad would always say every time we get me to the veterans, get me to the medical center, because a veteran understands a veteran. And God bless you all. God bless you. All right, let's have a picture.
If you are here for the American Red Cross Month, if you would please come forward.
All right, if I have, Tracy is here, and then we have Gary Pelletier? All right, sorry about that. All right, we are declaring March 2026 as American Red Cross Month. Whereas March is designated as American Red Cross Month, a time to recognize and express gratitude to the compassionate individuals who step forward to support our neighbors, strangers, and communities in moments of crisis. And whereas volunteers, donors, and staff of the American Red Cross demonstrate extraordinary dedication by assisting families affected by home fires, supporting recovery after natural disasters, providing life-saving preparedness education, and offering critical aid when emergencies strike. And whereas these humanitarian efforts extend beyond disasters response to include supporting members of the armed forces and their families, collecting life-saving blood donations, and empowering individuals with skills such as CPR, first aid, water safety that strengthen communities' resilience. And whereas Palm Beach County, countless local volunteers, partners, and supporters embody the spirit of service by dedicating their time, talent, and resources to ensuring that help is available whenever and wherever it is needed. And whereas throughout the county, across the nation, and around the world, the American Red Cross provides shelter, comfort, and hope while assisting displaced families, aiding those far from home due to military service, and supporting everyday heroes who save lives through preparedness and action. And whereas the mission of the American Red Cross to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergency continues to unite communities through compassion, generosity, and civic responsibility. And whereas the continued success of the mission depends upon the support of volunteers and charitable contributions, demonstrating the the powerful impact of collective community involvement. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled on this regular session on the 3rd day of March 2026, that March 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed American Red Cross Month.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, and distinguished guests. On behalf of the American Red Cross Palm Beach and Treasure Coast chapter, I want to express our sincere gratitude for the proclamation recognizing March as Red Cross Month. For more than 140 years, the Red Cross has stood beside families in their most vulnerable moments, responding to home fires, hurricanes, floods, and supporting our military families, veterans, and blood donors who save lives every day. We're actually the leaders of bringing people together when they've gone through a disaster, which is very interesting. Here in our own community, this work is not abstract, it is local, it is immediate, and it is powered almost entirely by volunteers, neighbors helping neighbors. The proclamation is more than a recognition of an organization, it is a recognition of the thousands of volunteers, donors, partners, and first responders who show up when it matters most. It affirms that preparedness, compassion, and service are values that define this country. As we enter Red Cross Month, we invite everyone to consider how they might be a part of this mission, whether that's by giving blood, volunteering their time, supporting a disaster relief effort, or simply checking in on their neighbor. Together, we build resilient communities, and together we ensure that no one faces an emergency alone. And with that, I'd like to recognize also our Vice Chair, Terry Duffy, Gary Pelletier, one of our team members from American Red Cross, Chris Grenier, who's our Vice Chair, Secretary, thank you. I just went blank, and Tracy Mitchell, who is our Executive Director for the Palm Beach and Treasure Coast office.
Okay, I have a question for everybody. What sport is it that England created, but Ireland perfected? It's called rugby. And it is a great honor today to have with us, to join us, the Vice Counsel of the country of Ireland, because today we are honoring our American Irish Rugby Club. And it's called Get Over the Gain Line Rugby Month. Let me tell you a little bit about our Vice Counsel General of the country of Ireland, who is here today, and I'm going to have a very difficult time. I have a little bit of Irish in me, but not enough to pronounce your name correctly. But I think it is Cleona Nick Loughlin. Pretty good, right? I get more Irish as March 17th comes on, I think. But the Vice Counsel General of Ireland is a dedicated representative of Ireland's interests in the United States. She's been involved in various community events and activities, including attending games and supporting local businesses. She is here today to help us recognize the 2026, March 2026, as Get Over the Gain Line Rugby Month. The British and Irish Lions 2021 tour of South Africa popularized the term Get Over the Gain Line by demonstrating how control of the gain line is crucial for gaining and maintaining territory and possession of the ball while setting the pace of the game of rugby. Sports like rugby can be a source of national pride and bridge political divides. Irish rugby unified a politically divided nation under one flag, bringing together a single national rugby team representing all communities across Ireland. Whereby and whereas Palm Beach County's rugby community reflects the county's diverse population with residents from across the United States, as well as countries around the world, such as Ireland, South Africa, Argentina, United Kingdom, and New Zealand, living, working, coaching, and playing rugby throughout Palm Beach County, that we are so proud today with our Parks and Recreation Department, our municipal agencies, the School District of Palm Beach County, and community partners, which provide facilities, programs, and support, allowing rugby clubs, collegiate teams, and youth programs to grow and thrive. Whereas the continued growth of rugby in Palm Beach County enhances recreational opportunities, sports tourism, and quality of life. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, assembled in regular session on the 3rd day of March 2026, that March 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Get Over the Gain Line Rugby Month. And at that, if I could have Commissioner Marcy Woodward join me. Many of our teams here are located in the Boca Raton, such as, and if I could have come forward, the Boca Raton Junior Bucks Rugby Club, Garth Duff Gray, Carrie Ballinger, Anthony Ballinger, Luke Ballinger. Sounds like we have a family here. Also, we have the Palm Beach Panthers Rugby Club and Parks and Recreation Department, of course, our head, Jennifer Cirillo, Paul Cornell, Andy Hood, Jackie Harris, and it is my great honor to have join us our Vice Consul General of Ireland, Clidio Nick Laughlin. If you could come forward, please. Thank you.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioner Sachs, Board of County Commissioners, on behalf of the Consulate General of Ireland in Miami, a sincere thank you for this wonderful proclamation recognising rugby in the month of March. It's an honour to be here today with such esteemed members of your community doing such important work right across Palm Beach County. I'd like to extend as well our very best wishes to the club members who are gathered here today and future club members maybe, I don't know. It's great to see rugby growing in Palm Beach County. It is a sport that's an important part of Irish culture, and as Commissioner Sachs rightly noted, it's loved right across our Ireland. Sport has an incredible ability to bring people together, to share important wins, and as many Irish rugby fans and all sports fans know, also to share important losses. So to that end, the Irish Government has just launched a new international sports diplomacy strategy, which is focused on making the most of sports potential to unite people. And we at the Consulate hope to do more in that space in Palm Beach County soon. It's a particular pleasure to see this proclamation in the month of March, an important time for those of Irish heritage, as I think everyone will know. There are over 30 million people in the USA who have some Irish heritage. I actually saw one of the dogs earlier wearing shamrocks, so I think he's one of ours. But this diaspora is part of an enormous global diaspora that we cherish, and we are actually working very intensively on a government's new diaspora strategy to be launched later that year. You can well see, I think, the strength of that Irish presence in Palm Beach County, just looking from the Irish surnames on shop fronts and on lists of attendees and everything like that. But these people-to-people links are actually very long and storied. And as Ireland officially joins the US in celebrating 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence this summer, let us remember that 3 signatories of that great document were actually born on the island of Ireland, and many more are of Irish descent. Actually, our people-to-people links are even older than that. Later this week in St. Augustine, the Consulate and partners are launching an exhibition on the Irish and Spanish colonial Florida. The first ever recorded St. Patrick's Day is said to have taken place there in 1600, but please don't tell Chicago, New York, or Boston. Hopefully that exhibition is something that maybe we will be able to bring to Palm Beach County in the near future. Just to say, the strength of these human connections is really what underpins the fantastic and economically mutually beneficial relationship between Ireland and the US today. We are very pleased and proud to be the 5th largest source of investment into the US, supporting lives and livelihoods across all 50 states in this great union. And that's a relationship that will only go from strength to strength with pass of each rugby ball. So can I please take this opportunity to thank again Commissioner Sachs and the board, Mayor and Vice Mayor, and to wish everyone a very happy and safe St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. Gur míle maith agah.
Good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you very much for this great honor. Commissioner Sachs, thank you for the recognition. I am a hopefully worthy representative of rugby in Palm Beach County. I represent the Boca Raton Junior Buccaneers, a youth team. Rugby is a game of courage, passion, and respect. It teaches us that success comes from working together as a team. All clubs in this county are nonprofit 501c3s. We're all volunteers, and none of us have multi-million-dollar contracts. Men's and women's rugby in Palm Beach County encompasses the Boca Raton Junior Bucks, as I mentioned, Palm Beach Panthers, Wellington Wizards Rugby, Boca Raton Junior Buccaneers, and the Wellington Wizards. So there are a lot of people in this county, both Americans as well as expats like myself. I'm also a citizen, I'm happy to say. And with all due respect to my Irish colleague over here, South Africa had a pretty good outing against Ireland in Dublin a couple of months ago. Fake news. It was quite embarrassing for Ireland. But in any case, thank you very much, greatly appreciated. And again, I represent, with great honor, the people who stand behind me, these other fellow rugby people. And thank you. It's really wonderful to get this proclamation from you. Thank you.
Mayor Baxter, Vice Mayor Woodward, Commissioners, and Commissioner Sachs. Thank you sincerely for this proclamation and for your continued support of parks and recreation, adult and youth sports throughout Palm Beach County. Thank you also to the representatives of Boca Raton Junior Bucks, Boca Raton Senior Bucks, Palm Beach County Panthers Rugby Club, the Vice Consul General of Ireland, and Parks and Recreation staff for being here and for the work they do with rugby players, both youth and adults, throughout the county. Rugby is truly a special sport. It's built on respect for teammates, opponents, and officials, and it teaches resilience, discipline, and leadership in a way that carries far beyond the field. It's especially meaningful that this recognition comes during the month of March as we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, a holiday that highlights Ireland's rich cultural heritage and its deep connection to the global game of rugby. On behalf of our rugby clubs, coaches, families, and the Palm Beach County Parks and Recreation Department, thank you for recognizing March 2026 as Get Over the Gain Line Rugby Month. Thank you. And I have a couple of replica golf balls for you guys.
Can I run with it?
Yes, you can.
Get over the gate like no. I just want to say that one of the reasons that this came to fruition today is because of Jennifer Cirillo. I also have a very favorite son-in-law, and I know he's not watching because he's working all the time. But his name is Kieran Durnan, and he is from the great city of Dublin. And rugby, and I know it's New Zealand and South Africa and England and all that, but I have to say that when you see the Irish out there playing, it's a sight to see. It really is. And I want to thank you all, and I want to also recognize my colleague, Commissioner Sarah Baxter, also Sarah Baxter, too. We all have a little bit of Irish in, but Marcy Woodward, because many of the teams are on the east side, I welcome you out to any part of our great county of Palm Beach. It's a wonderful honor. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. All right, let's have it.
All right, and while they're all taking their picture, if I can have the Department of Housing and Economic Development come up, I have Deputy Director Carlos Serrano, Alexandra Tasca, Joe Miller, Stefania Russell, and Joyce Grimm. All right. So we are declaring April 6th through the 10th, 2026 as National Community Development Week. Whereas the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, established the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, as we know it in government, program in 1974 to provide local governments with resources to assist low and moderate income residents by promoting affordable housing, suitable living environments, and economic opportunities. And whereas the week of April 6th through the 10th, 2026, has been designated National Community Development Week by the National Community Development Association to recognize the contributions of the CDBG program and the Home Investment Partnership Program. And whereas over the past 5 years, HUD has awarded Palm Beach County more than $33 million in CDBG funds and over $12 million in home funds. And whereas CDBG funds supported social services for 20,238 persons, including homeless, person with disability, survivors of domestic violence, abuse and neglected children, and youth aging out of foster care. The funds finance 50 infrastructure and public facility projects benefiting 457,179 persons, including parks, community centers, homeless facilities, health centers, roadways, drainage, and water sewer improvement. Economic development was facilitated with the funding creating over 1,200 full-time jobs and assisted 10,428 businesses through technical assistance and financing and support services. Wow, that was a mouthful. Whereas home funds supported 25 low to moderate income home buyers, expanded affordable housing with 139 new homes, and rehoused 99 homeless individuals and families. And whereas Palm Beach County recognizes that the impact of these valuable programs and the tremendous contributions to the housing stock, infrastructure, public services, and the economic well-being of our community. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled on this regular session on the third day of March 2026, that April 6th through the 10th, 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed National Community Development Week.
Thank you, Commissioner Flores, Madam Mayor, Madam Vice Mayor, Commissioners. The first week of April, Palm Beach County will join communities nationwide to celebrate National Community Development Week, to recognize the Federal Community Development Block Grant and Home Investments Partnership programs and the contributions they've made to affordable housing, public infrastructure, community facilities, social services, and economic development. These programs are among the most effective of federal programs, specifically because they are driven by local decision-making, and for that would like to extend our thanks to the Board of County Commissioners for their leadership in these programs and for your continuing support of the programs to ensure that they're around for the next 50 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Both sides.
Now, while they are taking their pictures, this is a proclamation for Ethics Awareness Month. Can I have Christy Kelly, the Executive Director of the Commission on Ethics, Rhonda Geiger, General Counsel, Commission on Ethics, Kevon Simpson, Commission on Ethics Intern, John Carey, Inspector General, Calethea Dillard, Deputy Inspector General, Alexia Cox, the State Attorney, Peter Cruz, Commissioner, Commission on Ethics and IG Committee, Patricia Judge Lashley, Assistant General Counsel, Hillary Bojan, Director of Audit, Tony Montero, Director of Contract Oversight and Evaluations. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, declaring March 2026 as Ethics Awareness Month. Whereas, integrity is the cornerstone of public service, and the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics is dedicated to fostering a culture of integrity, safeguarding public trust, and ensuring that public duty always takes precedence over private interests. And in 2010, Palm Beach County voters affirmed their commitment to ethical government by approving a unique ethics reform program that sets a high standard, empowering public servants through ongoing education and providing clear and timely advice. And the Office of Inspector General provides essential oversight and foresight, ensuring that county government operates within the highest levels of efficiency and accountability. And whereas the office of the State Attorney of the 15th Judicial Circuit reinforces the overall mission of promoting public trust and ethical behavior by those in public service through its multi-agency task force, holding individuals accountable through its authority to criminally prosecute public corruption cases under state law, as well as criminal violations of the Palm Beach County Code of Ethics. The Leroy Collins Public Ethics Academy at Florida Atlantic University serves as a vital partner by providing trainings for local government agencies to increase understanding of local government and its functions, stimulate more informed policymaking, and develop the capacity of local officials to govern effectively. And whereas the month of March serves as a time for these agencies, elected officials, public employees, and community to celebrate and strengthen our commitment to ethical excellence. And whereas Palm Beach County encourages every resident to engage with these organizations and join the ongoing movement toward a more transparent and ethical government. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this third day of March 2026 in Palm Beach County. It is hereby proclaimed Ethics Awareness Month.
Good morning. I'm Christy Kelly, Executive Director of the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics, and I want to thank Commissioner Powell for this proclamation and for your continued support of ethics awareness here in Palm Beach County. I'd also like to thank the rest of the board, your staff, and county administration for the way that you work with our office. You reach out, you ask questions, you seek guidance early before problems arise, and that shows a real commitment to doing things the right way. Here in Palm Beach County, we're very fortunate to have the Office of the Inspector General, the State Attorney's Office, and the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics working together to prevent misconduct, to educate the community, and to enforce the laws. While each of our offices plays a different role in the ethics movement, we do share a common goal, and that is to protect the public's trust in government. And Ethics Awareness Month reminds us that public trust does not happen by accident. It is built through transparency, accountability, and daily decisions that are rooted in integrity. And the Commission on Ethics is proud to support this culture of ethics by providing education and training and clear, practical guidance to public officials and employees. We are here so that no one has to navigate the gray areas of the Code of Ethics alone, and so that every public servant can lead with integrity, and together we can keep Palm Beach County strong. Thank you very much. And I believe Peter Cruz and the State Attorney would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Christy. As I start my 9th year on the Commission on Ethics as a FAU appointee, all of those 9 years I've worked with an incredible gentleman who's at my right here, John Carey, who is our outgoing Inspector General. He'll be here till June after 11 years. He's only the second Inspector General here in Palm Beach County, and we've had a spectacular run, John, and I just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Mayor Baxter, Vice Mayor Woodward, Commissioners, Clerk Caruso, Administrator Bruzo, Inspector General Carey, members of the public, and each member of county staff that contributes each and every day to the greatness of our county government. I'm honored to stand before you as State Attorney, but also as a lifetime Palm Beach County resident, a longtime prosecutor, public servant, and former chair of the Florida Bar Professional Ethics Committee, as well as someone who is dedicated to promoting ethics in government and in the practice of law. Today serves as an important reminder that ethics is not just guidelines or rules or written on a piece of paper. They are lived values that shape how we lead, how we serve, and how we make decisions on behalf of the public. Integrity must be more than an expectation. It must be our daily practice. And so I want to thank the Palm Beach County Commission for recognizing this month as Ethics Awareness Month and for your continued commitment to transparency and good government. I'm proud to work in partnership with the Palm Beach County Commission on Ethics as well as the Inspector General's Office to uphold ethical standards and promote responsible leadership. You know, together we strive to ensure that when people think of Palm Beach County, they think of it as a place where ethics and leadership and government is the standard, and I'm proud to do the work with these individuals each and every day. This proclamation, let it serve as a daily reminder that when we commit ourselves to integrity in every action and in every decision, we strengthen not only our institutions, but also the confidence that our community places in them. So thank you very much for this proclamation. And I wish you all a great afternoon. Thank you.
And now, can I have for this proclamation for High Ridge Family Center Day, Elisa Kramer, Tammy Fields, Dr. Twila Taylor, Dr. Amanda Terrell, John Hare, Manuel Sino, Sharon King, Dr. Alicia McKnight, Ms. Leslie Hernandez, and any other team members who are here in person. This is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, declaring April 1st, 2026 as High Ridge Family Center Day. Whereas April 1st, 2026 marks the 30th anniversary of the opening of the High Ridge Family Center, a residential youth treatment program managed by the Palm Beach County Youth Services Department. And the program operated as Sable Palm since the 1950s, serving youth, independency, and delinquency systems until laws were established requiring separate housing units for youth. And whereas improved clinical and family-based therapeutic programming was added when a new building was constructed and the name changed to High Ridge Family Center, a Monday through Friday residential treatment program for Palm Beach County youth from ages 11 to 16. And the evolution from Sable Palm to High Ridge Family Center reflects the growth and modernization of evidence-based therapeutic and educational practices alongside Palm Beach County's continued commitment to youth. And the High Ridge Family Center continues to expand and enhance its delivery of no-cost services including adopting the sanctuary model of trauma-informed care in 2019, offering weekly individual and family therapy, and moderating daily groups on emotional regulation and communication skills. Thank you. And whereas early intervention, access to quality care, and effective treatment are crucial for managing mental health and preventing youth from becoming involved with the Department of Juvenile Justice, while fostering positive outcomes for youth and improving family relationships. Whereas High Ridge Family Center values the partnerships that contribute to effective delivery of services to youth, including with the School District of Palm Beach County, the 15th Judicial Circuit and court partners, the West Palm Beach Police Department, the Norton Museum of Art, along with numerous other community organizations and Palm Beach County departments that work together to help youth lead full, productive lives. And Palm Beach County recognizes the life-changing impact of the High Ridge Family Center program for thousands of youth and families over the past 30 years, and values the program's benefits to families now and in the future. Now, therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 3rd day of March 2026, that April 1st, 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed High Ridge Family Center Day. Congratulations.
Thank you and good morning. I am Dr. Amanda Terrell, the Chief of Residential Clinical Services at High Ridge Family Center. Thank you, Commissioner Powell and Mayor Baxter, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Administrator Abruzzo, and Deputy County Administrator Tammy Fields. We are truly honored and humbled to stand before you today as you recognize the 30th anniversary of Youth Services Department's High Ridge Family Center program. On April 1st, 1996, the doors of High Ridge Family Center opened, launching a program built on a powerful vision. And it was that youth and families deserve more than fragmented services. They deserve comprehensive, compassionate, and structured care. That means weekly individual and family therapy, daily therapeutic groups, and a predictable, supportive environment designed to help young people and their families heal and grow. This milestone reflects the board's long-standing commitment to investing in our future by investing in young people who are struggling in our county. Today, as we know, youth mental health is at the forefront more than ever before. We would not have sustained high-quality care for over 30 years without our talented and dedicated team. Our therapists, direct care staff, nurses, kitchen staff, maintenance team, and administrative professionals have devoted their careers to serving families who need more support than traditional outpatient therapy can provide. They show up every day with compassion, professionalism, and they are the heart of our program. We also would like to acknowledge some of our partners that have helped enrich our services, including the School District of Palm Beach County, the West Palm Beach Police Department, Norton Museum of Art, Parks and Rec, and the Facilities and Development and Operations Department. I also want to acknowledge some of our longstanding employees, Mr. Emmanuel Signo and Mr. John Hari, and Dr. Twyla Taylor. Mr. Signo and Mr. Hari began their work at the former Sable Palm and transitioned into the new High Ridge building, and that's a true testament to their dedication. Dr. Taylor was formerly the Chief of Residential Services and has served with Youth Services for more than 26 years. And along with DCA Tammy Fields, they ushered in the sanctuary model of trauma-informed care. And that really transformed our program from asking the question of what is wrong with you to what has happened to you. County administration, along with our department director, Elisa Kramer, have demonstrated unwavering support, and we thank them for their knowledge and leadership as well. Thank you for this proclamation, and thank you for your continued support of Youth Services Department. We look forward to celebrating this milestone throughout the year, and we warmly invite you to our 30th anniversary celebration taking place on June 11th at 2 p.m. And it is a privilege to serve this community. Thank you again.
Okay, a few minutes ahead of schedule, we actually have our FAU Career Center proclamation. Could I please have President Adam Hasner, Ryan Britton, Brian Montalvo, Madison Andrew, and anyone else here on behalf of FAU, please to come forward. Okay, today we are recognizing the 60th anniversary of the Florida Atlantic University Career Center. Whereas the Florida Atlantic University Career Center was established 60 years ago and has since become an indispensable cornerstone of workforce development and economic vitality in Palm Beach County and the surrounding region. And whereas the center leads the state in innovation, having been recognized as the best in Florida for college and career planning services with its successful implementation of data-driven career readiness programs and tailored employer-aligned initiatives. And whereas through its commitment to student professional readiness and workforce development, the center assists small and mid-sized businesses in developing internship programs, providing guidance that builds sustainable talent pipelines for employers and creates meaningful learning experiences for students. And whereas the center serves as a strategic and proactive partner to regional employers, economic development agencies, and community organizations directly, contributing to the quality and growth of the regional workforce and thriving prosperity. Whereas this 60th anniversary marks 6 decades of excellence, innovation, and partnership in career services, underscoring the vital role the center plays in FAU's success, its student success, and the community it serves. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 3rd day of March 2026, that March 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby recognized as the 60th anniversary of Florida Atlantic University Career Center.
Thank you, Commissioner, and good morning. I just want to thank all of you for having Florida Atlantic here today and for Florida Atlantic and Palm Beach County coming together to strengthen our local workforce. And I know that perhaps there will be a vote shortly, and we would greatly appreciate your support for the Memorandum of Understanding. It has been great to work with all the members of the Commission. Mayor, thank you as well. Mr. Abruzzo, thank you for all of your work as well. And I think what's really important for us, and if you think about this, we're celebrating our 65th year at Florida Atlantic since our founding in 1961. In 1964, the doors opened and Florida Atlantic was an upper division only university without a freshman or a sophomore class. Fast forward to today, in addition to being a U.S. News and World Report top 100 public university, we are now one of only 13 universities in the entire country to be recognized by Carnegie Foundation as an R1 top tier public research university, an opportunity university for greater student access and higher postgraduate earnings, and a recipient of the community engagement classification. And that just goes to show how important Florida Atlantic is to this community and how all of you don't just look at Florida Atlantic as another university in Palm Beach County, but as your hometown university. And so as we celebrate our 60th anniversary of our award-winning Career Center, I just want you to know that for 6 decades, the Career Center has been connecting FAU students with meaningful career pathways, and we continue to partner with employers to meet the evolving workforce demands. And so we're honored that you all are recognizing our contributions through this proclamation of Florida Atlantic Career Center Day. I want to thank Vice Mayor Woodward. I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank all of the commissioners for your support. I also want to recognize our Assistant Vice President for Career Services, Brian Montalvo, for his leadership and for his vision for the center. As many of you know, in a few weeks we'll be hosting a ribbon cutting for the new center, and I want to thank all of you in advance for being a part of that, as well as for being a part of an important dialogue here in Palm Beach County about workforce pipeline. But I think what really goes to the heart of this, the work that the Career Services Center does in transforming tens of thousands of lives of our students and putting them onto a successful career path through internship programs, employer engagement, recruitment integration, and career readiness initiatives. And so we ask respectfully for your support for the MOU that will strengthen the foundation, creating greater skill alignment between workforce needs and our academic programs. And so this is an exciting time for Florida Atlantic University, and we look forward to continuing this work together to develop the workforce of the future that we know is so important for Palm Beach County's continued success. And so, Mayor, Commissioners, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Mr. Abruzzo, also our good friend Todd Bonlaren, we just want to thank you all for your continued partnership and the work that you do and the work that we will continue to do together. Thank you.
Briefly, if you don't mind, Vice Mayor, I just want to personally and on behalf of the board thank Mr. Hasner for being here. Being partners with FAU is such an amazing opportunity, and the growth that has occurred just over the past 10 years has been amazing. So thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for everything you bring to Palm Beach County.
I appreciate that. And in all my years of public service, to see you all stand up there, this is the first time I have ever testified from the podium at a commission meeting. So
welcome and thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you all for having us, and thank you for recognizing the thousands of faculty and staff that support the 32,000 students at Florida Atlantic University and what we do. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Please join us on stage.
Definitely my first time coming back.
I work with Vice Mayor Woodward. Oh, okay. I'm a student at FAU, and I'm an intern for Greg Weiss. I don't know if it would be cool if I was in the picture as like a student with him. Go ahead.
Good job.
Yes, we are going to take on the regular agenda item. 5D1. Would anyone like a presentation? Okay.
Could they just?
I will.
Could they just make just an announcement of what it is? Could we?
Sure. Who would you like to make that announcement?
This is for 5D1, right, for FAU?
Are we on D or A?
5D1.
D.
Sorry.
You're up next.
Jumped the gun.
Excuse-
I think Todd wanted
Just
to
a
go
second.
first.
Wasn't there a simultaneous item that was supposed to be
That's what
voted
this-
upon?
That's what this is.
5D1. So, I'm not sure which, oh, here we go.
Human Resources. Mr. David.
Good morning.
Morning. Would you like to just briefly state what this is for?
Yes, so the agreement before you is for a countywide internship program with FAU, where we will be able to take multiple interns throughout the county in every department and every division where we can find a link and we have a relationship.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will entertain a motion to approve 5D1 A, B, and C.
So moved.
I have a motion by Vice Mayor Woodward. I have a second by Commissioner Flores. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, FAU.
We are going to move on to airports, 5A1, A, B, and C. Does anyone need a presentation? I will entertain a motion to approve 5A1, A, B, and C. I have a motion by Commissioner Flores, a second by Commissioner Marino. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. Moving on to 5A2. I will entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. Oh, Commissioner Powell, I apologize. Did you want to say something on this?
On 5A3, A and B?
Yes.
Absolutely. I would like for the Director of Airports just to explain what it is that we're doing, because people may be watching, and especially for me, I come in town, I get a car, people come in and out, so.
Yes, thank you.
Be important.
And Laura, you are recognized the Director of Airports.
So you'd like a presentation on 5A?
If you could just give us a brief summary of what this does
Sure.
instead of a presentation, that would be greatly
Sure.
appreciated.
So the two resolutions, under 5A3 and 5A4, provide for the establishment for a dedicated funding source for a consolidated rental car facility at the Palm Beach International Airport. The fees will become effective on May 1st. They're charged on a per transaction day for each rental car transaction. The initial customer facility charge, which will be $6 per transaction day. The initial transportation facility charge will be $5 per transaction day. The fees may be increased up to $10.50 per day in consultation with the rental car operators per delegated authority. Anything greater than that would require further board approval. We've already consulted with our rental car concessionaires. We're all in agreement about moving forward with this, so I'm very excited to bring this to you today for the beginning of the development of our consolidated rental car facility.
Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. For clarity purposes, Director Beebe, people will see an increase of $6 per day, $5 per day, or $11 per day.
So for anybody renting through a rental car concessionaire at the airport, the fee will be $6 per transaction day, which will reflect on their rental car invoice. If they're renting from an off-airport permittee, that fee will be lower because they will use that facility less. So the fees there's a slight differential. It'll be $5 per transaction day. There are only 3 operators that operate as off-airport companies.
Thank you.
Thank you. And is this common with other airports in surrounding
Yes.
counties?
Yes.
And so
So
what are their
every co-
fees
every commercial-
comparatively?
Every commercial service airport that has a consolidated rental car facility charges a customer facility fee of some amount. For those that are currently in development, like we are, it's anywhere from $8 to $11 per transaction day. California is going all the way up to $12 per transaction day.
Well, let's not copy them.
No. And we, in consultation with the rental car companies, we've committed to them that we will only increase it as we progress with a consolidated rental car facility, starting with property acquisition.
No, thank you so much for that. Do I have a motion? Okay, so I have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by Vice Mayor Woodward, a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we're on to 5A4. I will entertain a motion to approve. Commissioner Marino made the motion. I have a second by Commissioner Weiss. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. Moving on to 5B1, A and B, and C, excuse me. Do we need a presentation? All right, I will entertain a motion. I have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by Commissioner Weiss. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. We have pulled 5C1. It is no longer here. We have already done 5D1. Moving on to 5E1, County Attorney. Good morning, Ryan. I don't think your mic either pull it closer to you or it needs to be turned on.
Hello.
Thank you.
Morning, Ryan Maher, County Attorney's Office. We're here for a motion to approve a request from the County Attorney's Office to schedule a private meeting for an attorney-client session between the board and the county administrator and the county attorney.
Thank you, Ryan. I'll entertain a motion to approve. I have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by Commissioner Sacks. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that the motion carries 7-0. Thank you. Board appointments. Does anyone have any board appointments? Commissioner Flores, you're recognized. Commissioner Weiss? Okay. Yes, I apologize. Before we move on, we do have a special presentation. So if you would please proceed, Commissioner Weiss.
Thank you. Is Todd Von Laren in here?
Deputy County Administrator Todd Von Laren.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. This is quite bittersweet, my friend. I know. Don't do that. And I think there's you have some other folks that are here to join you.
We have Rachel and Els. Where's Blair?
Blair, and there's. Uh-huh.
You guys have to stop doing this. Oh, man.
So whereas Todd J. Von Laren spent his youth growing up in Miami, Florida, before building a distinguished career in public service in Palm Beach County, where he has dedicated more than 3 decades to serving the residents of Palm Beach County and the state of Florida. Whereas he earned his undergraduate degree from the University of Florida and his master's degree from Florida State University, bringing together the strengths of both institutions in service to the public and preparing him for a lifetime of leadership. Whereas Todd J. Von Laren has served Palm Beach County in numerous leadership roles, including Legislative Affairs Director, Assistant County Administrator, Chief Deputy County Administrator, and in times of transition, Interim County Administrator, providing steady guidance and indispensable leadership, advancing critical initiatives that have strengthened county government and essential services, helping shape the county into a premier community it is today. Through decades of work with state and federal legislative matters, nearly every aspect of Palm Beach County government, including business, cultural initiatives, agriculture, recreation, infrastructure, and public safety, has benefited from his expertise, advocacy, and thoughtful leadership. Whereas he's been a trusted advisor to elected officials, community leaders, and county staff, known for his calm presence, his sound judgment, and genuine care for both the organization and the people it serves. Todd J. Bonlaren has also demonstrated dedication beyond his official duties through community involvement and professional service, including volunteering civic leadership and advocacy for the employee retirement security through his service on the National Association Counties Deferred Compensation Advisory Board. Whereas colleagues recognize Todd J. Bonlaren not only for his leadership, but also for the personal touches that have strengthened workplace culture, including as serving as the unofficial Emergency Operations Center Ops Room DJ during activations, lifting spirits by starting each day with music before operational briefings during some of the county's most challenging moments. And whereas after 30 years of distinguished public service, Todd Bonlaren will retire on April 1st, 2026. Now that's no joke, right? All right. To spend more time with his wife Rachel and their young daughters, whose love and support have been the foundation behind many of his years of service, while leaving behind a lasting legacy of leadership, mentorship, and commitment to Palm Beach County. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this third day of March 2026, that April 1st, 2026, in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Todd J. Bonlaren Day.
All right, you guys have to stop surprising me like this. You know, my
No
kids.
promises.
I know. My kids, my family obviously get me every single time. It is, this is quite an honor, and I do appreciate the Board of County Commissioners. Thank you, Mayor Baxter, Vice Mayor Woodward, the entire board. You are all colleagues of mine. You are friends of mine, as have been many, many boards that have served here over the last 3 decades. And it's been my distinct pleasure and honor to play a small part in some of the great things that we do in this county. You know, I've had an opportunity to work under some wonderful administrators, particularly my good friend Joseph Abruzzo. And one of the reasons why this really felt good is I felt like the county was in a really good place. And I felt with Joe's leadership, we've spent a lot of time together. And about 3 years ago, I put a target retirement date on my calendar for March of 2026. And that was about the time when my little one was born, when Blair was born. And really, this is about kind of reclaiming some of that time. You know, it's wonderful to be able to have a wonderful public service career and 30 plus years in the public service. I never thought that that would, you know, come about, but I stuck with it at an early age, and it's just been wonderful. And as I look around this community in every single one of your districts, one of the great, you know, compliments I think to a career is being able to see your fingerprints on improvements and on things that are making our community better and making the quality of life for our residents and our visitors better. And every single one of your districts, I kind of
Todd,
can
forgive
go
me
through
for
and do
interrupting,
that.
but somebody's stealing your show. We
I
kind of
know.
love it.
I know.
So
She's the best.
adorable.
And so I just thank my wife. I thank my children. Thank you, Commissioner Weiss, for that wonderful proclamation, and for the entire board. This has really been an honor of a lifetime. I hope to continue on in the next chapter, and you'll all see that in the future. But really, this is now about kind of getting my time back for my family and doing those things that a lot of us think about and wish we could do sometimes. But because of, you know, smart decisions that I think I've made professionally, it's going to allow me to do this. And I mean, the one thing I think I'm going to miss the most is every staff that's in this building and outside of this building that works every single day. Just have an amazing connection with each and every one of our employees. And I'm certainly going to miss that day-to-day with them. I'm going to be smiling from home, watching you all deliberate in meetings. And hopefully I'll show up to a few of those, somewhere down the line to help provide you any guidance that I can going forward. So thank you all. I appreciate this honor. And again, this has just been an amazing surprise, an amazing ride. And I couldn't think of a better place to have spent my career than working in Palm Beach County. So thank you all so much.
Yes, Todd, if you would please join us up here with Rachel and the girls.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Almost.
High five. Can I get a high five? You can do it. Good job. All right. This is the Von Laren family today. Yeah, really. If without you, he could not have done it.
Should have worn my lily today.
Hey Blair, do you see the picture? Let's see how many, if they can count your teeth. Can you count your teeth? How many teeth do you have? Smile. Is your teeth? You tell us.
I know, like, you only get it for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
High five, good job.
I want her energy. Just bottom me out.
That's why she's in school. Thank you, I needed that.
Good job.
Back to manual now, I think.
Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized. Oh, okay. If you'd like to do your appointments, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to appoint Shane Savage to the Small Business Advisory Council.
Okay. And anyone else? Okay, Commissioner Flores.
I'm appointing Julie Mark Trumbo to the Advisory Commission on Women and Estrella Parada to the Small Business Development Board.
Thank you. Commissioner Marino. Commissioner Sachs.
Mayor, what a beautiful day we had today. I'd like to appoint Lionel Gray to the Business Development Board, and I want to make this notice on the record that Mr. Gray disclosed that his business may, at any time in the future, sell products to the county or a local municipality. If this were to occur, these transactions would be made on the same terms as would be available to any other business entity and are not contractual in nature. Based on this information, and considering that the committee is purely advisory, the Commission on Ethics does not anticipate a conflict of interest. And these notes were made by and for the Commission of Ethics. Mr. Lionel Gray is a farmer in our area. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have administrator comments?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Staff recommends motion to receive and file our board directive report.
I'll entertain a motion. I have a motion from Commissioner Flores, a second from Commissioner Marino. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. Anything else, Administrator? County Attorney?
None.
Thank you. Any board direction?
I do.
Okay. Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. So I'm sure you all recall, not too long ago, we had issued a set of COPCNs. One of the requests was made by Palms West Hospital, or HCA, the HCA organization, to be able to do interfacility transportation. And unfortunately, the way the application was filled out, it only granted the opportunity for Palms West to transport to and from Palms West. And so I'd like to ask the board to consider allowing HCA to edit or amend its COPCN application to include all of their HCA hospital locations in Palm Beach County for interfacility transportation, so that we don't have delays waiting. If they've got a transport that needs to go, say, from Palms West to JFK, they have the ability to move that patient on their schedule with, of course, having the appropriate personnel on that. And I think that was, when we originally heard this case, that was what was requested. Unfortunately, the way it came through, so I just ask that we allow them to give that direction to allow them to do that.
Is this direction without objection? Or do you need a motion, Attorney?
I think in order to have a modification of that kind, there needs to be a finding of extraordinary circumstances. Bars, can you come? Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the EMS ordinance allows for a modification based on extraordinary circumstances and up to a 6-month period, which then can be renewed. And we would typically follow the regular process. My suggestion would be that they get with staff and explain what exactly we want, what additional information might be needed, and then we go through the process and bring it back here to a public hearing.
I think, but that's the purpose of direction, is that we're giving you the direction to work with staff to get it done. This is one of those issues, because Palms West is in my district that I'm very familiar with, so thank you, Commissioner Weiss, for bringing this up. I have wanted them to be able to do HCA hospital transportation, I believe. That was their original intent. It sounded like there was some confusion on the application. So I would be supportive of that, but I'll also entertain to see what the other board members would like to do. Commissioner Sachs, you're recognized.
I'll do whatever is appropriate, because I know they've been wanting to have this taken care of for a while. So I think it's appropriate for staff to review it and then
And bring it back to the board.
And bring it back to us, because I know this has been an issue. So let's go ahead and tackle it and solve it. Thank you.
Administrator Abruzzo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We will get it ready and bring it to the board sooner rather than later, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much. You have your direction? Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Anything else, Commissioner Weiss? Thank you. Commissioner Sachs, you had your light on previous to this item. Did you still need to speak? Please, you're recognized.
Thank you very much. I'd like to give staff direction to light up the historic courthouse in blue the evening of April 11th, which is in support of World Parkinson's Day.
Any objection to that? Thank you.
Thank
That'd
you.
be great.
Thank you, Madam.
Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Are we still in board direction or?
Correct.
No board direction. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Powell. Okay, I do not have any direction, so we will move on to commissioner comments, and we will go from left to right. Commissioner Sachs, do you have any comments?
No, I just think that it was a wonderful day today. I really enjoy the proclamations that we do, and I look forward to a beautiful next couple of weeks. March is a beautiful month. We have a couple of birthdays in March, but it's also Women's Month, and so I congratulate all the women who worked for us, with us, raised us, and whom we are raising today. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the proclamation for, that we gave to Todd Von Laren.
Any opposed? Please say that the motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
I think you have a few more motions, or a couple.
Motions to make here. Okay, I am requesting requesting approval for an off-site proclamation declaring March 8th through 14th as Literacy AmeriCorps Week, February 2020 recognizing, I think we did this off-site proclamation for True Amore Month, but I'll do it again. Off-site proclamation for True Amore Month, and requesting off-site proclamation for Let's Move Palm Beach County.
I have a motion. I have a second by Commissioner Flores. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0.
I think we did those already.
Commissioner Flores, you're recognized.
Yeah, I have an offsite proclamation declaring March 9th, 2026 as Centro Paraguayo de Palm Beach Day.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0.
And have another offsite proclamation on behalf of Mayor Baxter requesting offsite approval. I'll read it off this one.
Declaring March 17th as Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office Volunteer Day.
Correct.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Flores, a second by Commissioner Weiss. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0. Thank you, Commissioner Flores. Vice Mayor Woodward.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to let everyone know that James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational is happening this week in Broken Sound Golf Course. Should come. I actually saw Commissioner Marino's nephew on the news this morning. Good job putting that together. And just a unfortunate reminder that it's daylight savings time this Sunday, so we all have to spring forward. Sorry about that. And sorry for my absence last week. I got knocked down by this flu bug or whatever it was. So thank you, everyone, for stepping up in my absence. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to request an offsite approval for an offsite proclamation recognizing the 40th pastoral anniversary of Bishop Walter O'Shea Granger.
I have a motion. I have a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 7-0.
And as a follow-up, I'd like to say today is we recognize Women's History Month, how important that is. All the great accomplishments of women, not only in this nation, but also in this county. We sit here with Senator Maria Sachs, who if I'm not mistaken, she may be the only woman in the county who has been a state representative, a state senator, and a county commissioner. But we recognize all the great women earlier today, and in doing so, my wife was here for that proclamation, and my wife, of course, is a wonderful woman. She's a partner in a law firm here in Palm Beach County. But also, when I think about my wife, I have to also recognize my daughter. And, last month I told you all a story about my daughter. Well, my daughter this weekend, or last weekend, had the opportunity for Black History Month, yet and still, to be Shirley Chisholm. And if you know Shirley Chisholm, or you know of Shirley Chisholm, she was the first Black woman to be elected to U.S. Congress. Additionally, she also was the first Black woman to run for president. She was known for saying she was unbossed and unbought, right? And as my daughter prepared to say her speech, which she killed it, first of all, she laid it down. When she was preparing at the house, as she prepared to stand, how she was going to stand for her speech, you know what she said? I'm going to stand like Miss Alexia Cox. I'm going to stand just like her when I give my speech. And the reason I tell you all that on this day recognizing Black History Month is because for our children, you can't be what you can't see. And when they see the image of themselves, especially as they grow up, they understand that they can get there and they can do it. So let's make sure we continue to be intentional. Let's make sure we highlight the accomplishments of all women in this wonderful Women's History Month. And I just wanted to make sure we noted that, because there were several, as Maya Angelou would say, phenomenal women here today. And this is Women's History Month, and we will recognize the phenomenal women in our society. Thank you.
Thank you for your brief comments, Commissioner. Commissioner Marino.
Gee, that's hard to follow. Actually, if we're going to recognize fabulous women, I want to recognize my mom, my 90-year-old mom, who at the end of this week is going to start writing her story. Joelle and I had the opportunity to go to Israel, and we got back last week. So thank the good Lord we got back when we did, and just in time. But I found out a couple things that, one, the trip that we made as a group was a trip that my mom's mother, who was a doctor in Italy during World War II, always wanted my mom to take. So I took that trip to Israel for my mom. And second, I found out that my grandfather was a righteous Gentile, which I never knew. A righteous Gentile is someone who is in the resistance trying to help the Jews get out. And I never knew that until we walked through the Holocaust Museum, and called my mom from the Holocaust Museum and said, "Mom, did you know your dad was a righteous Gentile?" So I just want to say that the trip to Israel, and I think Joelle would probably say the same thing, was enlightening. And we here live a freedom that a lot of people don't live. And the folks in Israel live joyful but in fear every single day, which is no way anyone should have to live. So as we celebrate Women's History Month, Black History Month, let's just celebrate the freedoms that we all have as Americans and be really proud of that. And I hope we all come together for that purpose. Now, on a different note, I would like to request an off-site approval for a proclamation declaring March 23rd, 2026 as TBC Corporation Day.
I have a motion by Commissioner Marino, a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see if the motion carries 7-0.
Thank you for listening.
Since my off-site proclamation was already requested, I would just like to thank everyone and recognize that, it takes strong women to raise strong men. So it is definitely a community effort. Strong women have made their way in society and developed pathways that no one thought were possible. But I'd like to just say, it takes a good team. So I want to thank my husband for helping me to be a strong woman. So thank you, everyone. And I hope you have a great time until I see you at 2 p.m. for Matters by the Public.